In the Animation and Graphics chapter, you'll learn how to use these capabilities to add interest to your apps. In this lesson, I'll give you an overview of animation and graphics capabilities. The Android framework provides two animation systems: Property Animation, which was introduced in Android 3.0, and View Animation. Both animation systems are viable options, but the Property Animation system is the preferred method to use. It's more flexible and provides more features. Property Animation lets you animate properties of any object, including ones that aren't rendered on the screen. View Animation is the older system and can only be used for views. It's relatively easy to set up and offers enough capabilities to meet many applications' needs. In addition to these two systems, you can utilize drawable graphics, such as Canvas capabilities, which allows you to load and create drawable resources and display them one frame after another. The developer's website has a large set of sections on animation and graphics in the API guides, and there's also a good training group on building apps with graphics and animation. That's in the training section. In this chapter, we're going to look at some code from the API Demos app. So let's look at the animation and graphics demos listed in the worksheet. There's a group of a dozen demos in the animation primary group. And let's take a look at the kinds of things animation can do in the API Demos app. In the main screen of the Demos app, we'll click Animation, and we'll go through these one by one. Bouncing balls we've already looked at. It animates the background color as well as movement of a ball when you click on the screen. Cloning uses the clone method of the object class to create multiple copies of the ball object and animates them when you click the Run button. Custom Evaluator uses the Canvas capability to draw the animation when you click the Play button. Default Layout Animation changes the layout by adding buttons when you click the Add button. Events listens for button presses to change the animation. Play runs the animation. Play Cancel stops the animation. And Play End moves the animation to its endpoint. Hide Show Animations uses checkboxes and a button to demonstrate object additions and deletions. Clicking on the objects removes them. Clicking Show Buttons makes them reappear. Clicking Custom Animations adds a flip to the button removal. If I click Show Buttons, the buttons reappear. Layout Animations provides checkboxes for changing the animation on adding buttons. As I change the checkboxes, you can see the animation change. Loading demonstrates animation using animator objects loaded from XML when the button is clicked. Multiple Properties demonstrates animating multiple properties of the object. Reversing demonstrates creating a reverse of an animation. So when I click Reverse, the animated ball moves back up. Seeking gives you the ability to use a slider to control the animation. And finally, Flip View flips the list from English to French when we click the Flip button. Now let's look at the graphics demos in the worksheet. There are about 50 graphics demos, quite a large number. And this includes a sizable secondary group of OpenGLES demos, which is a graphics capability designed for embedded systems such as those on mobile devices. Let's go through a sampling of the graphics demos in the emulator to give you an idea of what these capabilities can do. From the main demo screen, click on Graphics, and let's look at the Arcs demo, which creates simple shapes in real time. Let's look at the Finger Paint demo, which allows you to draw on the screen. In the OpenGLES group, let's try the cube. which is a demo of a moving Rubik's Cube. Pretty cool. And the translucent GL surface view creates a couple of rotating cubes interacting with each other with a transparent background. And that's just a small sample of graphics capabilities, and I encourage you to look at the graphics demos on your own to get a fuller idea of what they can do. And that's our lesson on an overview of animation and graphics. Now let's move on to the next lesson to look at some of the code for creating these images.